Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. Today we're doing boho braids. I'm also collaborating with Hot Braids for this video. Hot Braids are providing the human hair that I'm gonna be using for my braids. So beautiful. Look at the texture of the hair. They also provided a box full of tools that I'm gonna be using today as well. It's got a brush, a tail comb, edge control, and we have some clips as well. Just to add real quick, I prepped my hair by putting them in 8 plaits and I let it dry overnight and then took them out before this video and just brushed them out. I used 2 mirrors. One I already have in front of me and I use this one to see what I'm looking at in the back. As per usual, we're starting with a center part. I sort of have a center part. I'm just gonna clean it a little. This doesn't have to be too clean because we're just trying to see how big we want our braids to be. So what I'm doing is basically showing you how I part my hair to do braids. And the first step is usually dividing my hair in horizontal lines so I can put that away. That'll guide me and help me in knowing what sizes of braids I'm doing and how many braids technically I would have. So I use my mirror per usual and my fingers to guide me to know how to part my lines. If a line isn't drawn correctly, I will use my finger to guide me again and then draw that line again to make sure my lines are clean. If you're learning how to part your hair for braids, I would definitely advise you to pre-part your hair the way I am pre-parting my hair right now. And it also helps you to know that your lines are not crooked. It just makes it easier. So if you're learning how to part your lines for braids, always do this because it's a time saver and it's a game changer, trust me. I'm also putting the sections away that I part just to make sure my hair isn't blocking me or all over the place. As you can see, I'm using my mirror at the back and at the front. If my hair isn't put away, I would not know where to start or where to end. I literally do the whole of my head before I even think of starting my braids. Okay, so I'm about to start braiding and the hair I'm using to braid, I already picked them out. I'm using a kid's length for braiding hair because I don't want it to be long and I want it to be more curly hair, if you get my drift. I'm putting a little bit of product at the top of the hair just because it's a bit fine before I separate it. This helps to keep the clumps of hair I have sectioned in place. I use a mirror and my fingers to guide me to see where I want to separate my box. For the knotless braids, I braid my own hair first, just once. Then I feed in 1 braid in hair, braid once. I feed in the second braid in hair, I braid once. And then I feed in the third braid in hair and then I braid. I braid to about 1 inch of braids and then I proceed to add the first boho curl. I insert this underneath my hair. I braid at least 3 times to secure it in place. And then I pick the boho curl and take it out of the braids. Then I continue to braid for at least another 2 or 3 inches of braids before I add the second boho curl. I follow the exact same steps by braiding 3 times to secure the curl. Then I take the curl out of the braids and then I continue braiding. I just wanted 3 boho curls at the back, so I add the third boho curl and repeat those steps. Once I have all my boho curls out of my braid, I continue braiding to the very end of my braids. But I'm also making sure to tuck my own hair in because my own hair is natural and it's a different texture from the braiding hair, so I make sure it's tucked in properly. And the back is done. It's looking so nice already, and we move on to the front. The reason why I like this boho curl from Hot Braids is because their hair is 100% Remy Virgin human hair. It's actually quite soft, it's breathable, it's durable, it's comfortable, it doesn't itch at all, and I would take this any day over synthetic hair, especially for this hairstyle. You can bet that managing these braids when you have it installed will be a breeze. Hot Braids did mention that the hair quality is top tier and you gotta use it to believe it. Honestly, like all you have to do is just touch the hair 1 time and you're sold like I was. So for the length of the boho curls, I'm actually using 18 inches. I didn't want it to be too long. I didn't want it to be too short either. So this length was quite perfect for me. I also like that the curl pattern is not too tight. It's a bit loose. So it just gives me that wet and wavy type of feel, which I love. It's also a natural black color, so it matches my hair color to a T. Honestly, just based on how the hair feels while I'm installing these braids, it's giving me confidence that having this hair for a few weeks is not going to be stressful at all. I'm not going to have any tangles, and it'll be quite easy to maintain. That's actually one of the reasons why I've been shying away from doing boho braids, and I'm glad I waited till now. All this braiding has made me hungry. I'm taking a break with a cookie, hydrating with some water, and jamming to some music. We need to energize, okay? Let's talk about maintaining these braids, okay? So I usually wash my hair every 1 to 2 weeks, and Hot Braids actually recommend that you wash the hair every 1 to 2 weeks, so it's a win-win for me. One thing I would say is when you're washing your braids, just be gentle so you can avoid any frizz and any braids unraveling. You can literally wash this hair like you're washing your hair. All you need is sulfate-free shampoo and conditioner, and you're done. You can air dry it, or you can use a blow dryer to dry it as well. No matter what protective style I have, best believe I'm gonna have a silk or satin bonnet to sleep at night to keep my hair protected. You all know that a protective style is supposed to protect our scalp and hair, right? So when you're installing these braids, or you have anyone to install it for you, make sure you're not braiding too tight. As you can see, I am braiding gently. I'm not pulling my hair. I'm not pulling the braiding hair either. I am very gentle because I don't want to lose any hair. And also, if you notice the braiding hair, I'm only adding a little bit because I do have full hair naturally, and I'm just adding a little bit of braiding hair because I didn't want it to be too heavy, and I honestly wanted to see a little bit more curls than the braids. Now, if you want your boho braids to be more curls, I got you. Let me tell you what to do. But beforehand, oh my goodness, this is an arm workout, a neck workout, all of it. I'm always taking stretches in between because I'm so tired, but mama didn't raise no punk, so let's keep going. Okay, so I was talking about how you can make your boho braids a bit fuller. Now the braids at the back, I added 3 boho curls, 3 pieces of boho curls. And then the braids from then on to the front, I added 4 pieces of boho curls. Now if you want your own hair to be fuller, you can add between 4 to 6 to 7 boho curls, depending on how full you want it to be. I wanted mine to be a bit full, but not too full at the same time, if you get what I mean. That's why I'm putting this amount. But basically, go as you feel. You can add as much curly hair as you want, and you can add as little curly hair as you want. But for the style to be really nice, I would advise to add a minimum of 3 curly hair per braid. We're getting to the finish line, and I can't wait to be done with this hair. At this point, I'm tired, my head hurts. I want to also remind my girlies who braid hair, please don't put the braided hair in your mouth. Under any circumstance, please do not, I repeat, put the braided hair in your mouth. Use the clippy things to just clip it up and clip it away and continue braiding. We don't know where that hair has been. Last braid! Ooh, ooh. Now let's recap real quick. I braid with my own hair once. I add braiding hair, I braid once, add a second piece, braid, add a third piece, braid, and that's it for the braiding hair. Then I go ahead and add the boho curl. I braid 3 times, add another piece of boho curl, and repeat 4 times. And that's it, braid done. You can skip this step if you want, but I didn't want the end of my braiding hair to be straight, so I used roller sets to curl the ends of just the braids alone, and then I put my curls away because the way I'm getting these curls is by dipping it in hot water. So I pin them at the top of my head before dipping them in hot water. Please be careful at this stage because you don't want to burn yourself. Get a towel, get gloves if you will, just anything to protect yourself. Now, as you can see, all I'm doing is dipping the bits that I have curled into the water just to make sure it's curled. I dry it with a towel and then I proceed to unravel the curls that I made. Look at the curls! Oh my god, I love them so much, and I love that they're also matching the curls of the boho. I repeat this step all over my head, and then I proceed to just use my fingers to rake it. Look at that curl! So cute! Then I proceed to spray all of my hair with water to activate the curls so everything just matches and flows. I use my fingers to rake you through. I did not add any product. I didn't even need to add mousse or anything. It was just perfect. It was defined, and that's it. Look, done. I love my boho braids so much. It's so light, it's so fluffy, it's so breathable. It feels like my own hair. It's not heavy at all. I love the look. And I love that it's quite versatile as well. I can literally create any hairstyle I want because it's knotless braids. It's easier for me to put up. There's no tension on my edges. I can style it however way I want. The versatility of these braids are unparalleled. It's perfect for summertime, any event, going out, for daytime, for nighttime. It's so beautiful. It's also giving me vacation vibes. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed braiding this hair. Shout out to Hot Braids for making this happen. I love these braids so much. They're so beautiful. This is actually the first time I'm doing braids like this, and I'm glad I got to experience it. If you've gotten to this point of this video, thank you so much. You're the real MVP. I appreciate it. And I hope you get to do these braids because I know they look hot on you. And I'm gonna put all the details in the description below. I got you. As usual, please don't forget to like my video. Physically like it, press that button. I see you. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And if you've subscribed, thank you. Don't forget to press that bell so you get notifications for every time I post videos like this. You don't want to miss it. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day.